Welcome to Litbit channel. Today we will see Women Writing the Nation by Susie Tharu and K. Lalita. Let's we see the summary of this prose. In introduction part, the present extract Women Writing the Nation so form a part of the introduction to the two-volume of the book published by Sushitaru and K. Lalita entitled The 20th Century Women Writing the Nation. Sushitaru and K. Lalita are two prominent personalities who have contributed to the tradition of women writing in their two-volume anthology, with the second volume entitled Women Writing in India 600 BC to the Present. Women writing, especially in India. The two writers traced the origin of women writing, especially in India, edited and compiled many writers on women's text, theorized on various aspects of women writing, and created tools or methodology to systemize it. This work stands as revolutionary, path-breaking, and remains a seminal feminist work because it is delineated in two ways. First, it is a divergence from mainstream's Indian attitude to women's writing, and second is departures from the entire traditions of Anglo-American feminism. An absence of formal documentations of women. Tharu and Lalita feels that the traditional canons have included only a few women writers, and therefore there is a need for feminist scholarship which must not only retrieve women's literature but also provide the content within which that literature emerged. They feel that there is need for a feminist literary history because there is an absence of formal documentation or criticism of women's issue, especially in India. The recovery of women's voice. They begin by speaking of the American feminist project of the recovery of women's voice in literature, following which they emphasize the need to examine the applications of this Western feminist theory to women writing in India. In this regard, they feel that in order to prove the representation of women in Indian writing, it is necessary to analyze the link between patriarchy and nationalism. To understand the gender issue, in this introductory excerpt, they discuss how their anthology is an exercise to understand the gender issue in women's writing against the broader framework of caste, class, and nation, especially in the Indian context. The author focused on three themes. Tharu and Lalisa traced the genealogy of 1970s women's movement in India and the emergence of feminist creativity and criticism to the issue of caste and communalism that emerged from the Gandhian Sudesi movement, which was central part of the anti-colonial struggle. Class raised within the context of the Socialist Progressive Writer Association in the mid 1950s and the liberal movement in 1920s and 30s, with its chief focus on electoral reforms. These are the three themes that the author focus on while consolidating their anthology, The 20th Century Women's Writing the Nation. The politics of female self-formation. Tharu and Lalita claims that the chief aim of their anthology is an attempt to develop an aesthetic and create a context wherein women's writing can be read not as a new movement to existing institutions and cultures, but as documents that display the qualities of female self-formation. In conclusion part, they stress on the emphasis to map at times creative writing by sections of society considered as marginalized, and especially women's writing which belongs or conforms to this marginalized group. However, they feel that the ideas, ethics, values, and creativity of women should keep through the literary fabric as opposed to literary excursions where no opinions of the are considered as removable ones. According to them, women have not only challenged the role and the authority of patriarchy through their writings, but they have also produced some of the most radicalized examples of literary history.
இந்த வீடியோ உங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சிருந்தா மறக்காமல் லைக் பண்ணுங்கள், ஷேர் பண்ணுங்கள், கமெண்ட் பண்ணுங்கள், சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணி கூட இருக்க பெல் ஐக்கானையும் ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணுங்கள். தேங்க்யூ ஃபார் வாட்சிங்.